let me tell you what I wish I'd known when I was young and dreamed of glory. You have no control. Who lives, who dies, who tells your story?
Yo, welcome to the Hallway Podcast, where we have real people with real struggles, and this will be a place where real conversation take place. I'm the host, Cliff, and I have my very first guest, which is Benjamin George Bolton.
Yo.
Bro, you messed up, bro. I'm supposed to be the one to tell you to say yo. But it's good, bro. It's good. It's the first episode. How you doing, Ben?
Doing good.
All right. So before you said that yo, we're gonna start a tradition, bro.
Okay.
All right. The tradition is every guest that comes onto this podcast, we're gonna make them say yo, and you gotta give it the best. So you're the first one.
Yeah.
All right. So are you ready?
Yes,
I'm a countdown, not Lee. I'm a countdown. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Yo.
All right, man. How you doing, Ben?
Doing good. Just chilling.
Hey, Ben, I just want to tell you this, bro. Thank you for doing this. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. You were not my first episode, but you was like my first student that I wanted to bring on this on the podcast, because Ben, we know each other well. You watched my ministry. You seen my life, and I got to see your life, man. I met you in 7th grade?
Yeah.
Remember when you was at Cornerstone, and then you liked me, and
had
you
more friends.
And so Ben, I'm just happy because I just want the community to see what I got to see from you. And so how are you feeling?
Feeling good. We got our first scrimmage today, so I'm getting ready for that.
Yeah. And how you feel about the first scrimmage? Are you ready? Are you not ready?
I feel like I'm ready. Today would be kind of just see what works, see what we need to work on. So, I mean, it's like practice, but it's also like a game. So I'm excited.
All right, bro. I'm happy too, man. So you ready to dive into the conversation?
Yes, sir.
All right, we're gonna start with a bell ringer. A bell ringer is just a quick starter, So my first question is this: it's a hot topic. What do you think of the new rule, the phone rule? What do you think about it?
I mean, as a regular teenage guy, obviously, I want to be on my phone. But when you look at it from the bigger picture, it really, I think it'll help in the long run kids make better grades, because say they're right there, that they have a choice to go on their phone, but they can't. So unless you're like me, where I have my Bible, they might go and they might work on something for math class or something, just help them get better grades. And at the end of it all, screen time it can affect your mental health. So
That's good.
At the end of the day, we all need to cut back on screen time. So that helps us.
That's good, Ben. And like I said, I agree with you. I think a phone is like a tablet to a baby.
Yeah.
It just shuts that baby up.
Yeah.
I feel for the teacher. It's hard teaching from bell to bell. And so I just feel like that phone was a good, hey, let me work on something and y'all just be quiet. So I feel you, but I do believe that it will help in the long run. I think it will create a better community here at Jacksonville High School and everything. And so that leads me to my second question. Ben, what do you think the biggest struggle for students right now in these hallways?
So I think the biggest struggle for students in the hallways is, are you talking about from
anxiety,
I would say trying to put on a front, if that makes sense, kind of act a certain way to please other people. I see it from, even myself, I do the same thing, but I see it all the time. My friends act a certain way with one group of people, act different with me. And it's just but there's people out there that don't really, that they're different. Yeah. They can stick out, but in the hallways it's kind of everybody's exposed to just everybody, and the different cultures, whatnot. It's just everybody wants to just fit in. I feel that's what they all try to do.
Why do you feel we like to fit in so much? Why as people we feel we need to belong somewhere?
I think it's just your flesh trying to talk to you. I mean, like, I've struggled. Everybody struggles with it. I'm pretty sure. I don't think there's anybody that hasn't never tried to fit in. But I think it just comes down to just wanting to be accepted. You know, like,
that's a good word.
I want this guy or this girl to like me, so I'm act a certain way, or I want to fit in with this group because if I'm friends with this group of people, I'm cool.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
Yeah. So another question to you, Ben, is if the hallways can talk, what would they say about you?
I think they would say, I mean, athlete. I mean, when all comes down to it, physical attributes is what people see first. But next year as a senior, what I want them to say is he's a follower of Christ.
That's good.
So I mean, if you're in my bubble, like my friends, like you'll say that. But when people that have never seen me, when they come and say it's a teacher that I've never spoke to, they probably say, oh, he's the starting shooting guard on the basketball team, or he's the starting quarterback. So I want them, like, I want to be able to like reach more people. That way they'll know like what's inside of me is more important than what's outside of me.
So my question to you is this: do you get upset, or not upset, but is it a struggle? Because Ben, it is more to you. I mean, I found out like a couple of years ago that you are a really good artist.
Oh yeah.
Like, you can draw, bro. Like, I last year, shout out to Mr. Pfeiffer. Like, he let me go into his room, or Miss Clay. You had Pfeiffer last year.
I had Clay freshman year, Pfeiffer last year.
Yeah, so last year he showed me like some of your work, and I was like, my boy Ben?
Yeah.
My boy Benny boy? Like, he did this?
Yeah.
Do you get upset that people don't get to see that side, and all they get to see is that guy on the court or on the field?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, being I just like to draw. Whenever I was little, I wasn't on screens a whole lot from whenever I was like 4 years old to like kindergarten. Like, I just wasn't on like screens a whole lot, so I'll just draw.
Yeah.
And like it's not really like, I don't really care if people notice it or not. Like, I like to draw. It's just like kind of like a hobby. I just like to do it.
So, and then you said something else that was huge. You're also a Christian. Do you hate that, people, when they say, man, Ben Bolton, the first thing they point to is basketball or a football player or your last name, McCowan, even though you're not a McCowan, but you're a part of that family. Like, are you mad that they point to that first more than football, or more than Christ, I mean?
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm mad about it, because at the end of the day, like, people have their own perception. Like, they can choose to think about me whatever they want, and I can't control that, but I can control how much I pour into people about Christ. So I feel like it goes kind of both ways. Like, some of it is like, I have to do a better job of pouring into this guy, pouring into this girl, whatnot, and some of it is, they can think whatever they want. So at the end of the day, I have peace with it. Now, I do think I need to do a better job about, I'm not saying I'm like a terrible person in the hallways, but like carrying my Bible every day, just making that like my identity. Like, when people see me and they're like, oh, like they're faced with the truth,
That's good.
But to answer your question about McCowan, I mean, it's not really, the reason that upsets me is not really because, like, from like a spiritual standpoint, it's more of like I'm a Bolton, like, that's my family. Like, I mean, McCowans are my family. I love McCowans, but like, when they kind of say, oh, he's a McCowan, it kind of just, I'm like, nah, I'm a Bolton. Like,
because it minimized your dad a little bit.
Like, my dad, like, hardest worker I know. He there was times in college where he had less than $1 in his bank account, and he built it up from the ground. And so that's the part people don't see. And
they don't see it because I believe that when people see success, they don't see the struggle behind that success.
Exactly.
One of my favorite rappers, J. Cole, said, "It's beauty in the struggle."
Yeah.
Because I want to be successful one day.
Yeah.
And when I do get there, man, I'm gonna remember, because it's already happening. I'm remembering, like, when you used to call me up and be like, hey, can we do an open gym?
Yeah.
And we used to play, and remember, we used to play
hard.
Yeah, we used to play hard. We used to fight. Like, we almost used to fight,
True, yeah.
And so, I mean, I'm gonna miss that. And so I like that you said that, because everybody sees the success, but they don't see the struggle that comes behind, you
Yeah.
know, your dad. They just think, oh, you just been handed things to it. So now that we're on your family, what about your family? Like, how would you describe your family?
You talking about like Bolton side or like the
The
whole
Bolton,
umbrella?
no, the Bolton. Let's just stick to the Boltons.
Well, I haven't really seen it in my younger siblings yet, but work is just work. Like my mom and dad have just taught that to me. My mom was an athlete in high school. She had a real bad
Shout
back.
out Amy.
Yeah, shout out to my mom. She had back surgery, which
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
she can't even bend her back. So sports was really, really hard to continue, but she was a real hard worker. Like I get my, like how well I'm able to overcome adversity from my mom, because like there was like a 30% chance she could have passed away during that surgery. So I get that from my mom. And I mean, my dad doesn't tell me like how hard he works. I just see it, you know? And so I want to work as hard as I can.
Yeah.
And I feel like I will see that with Asher, Perry, and Judah. But I mean, not quite yet, but they're younger than me. So it's not a knock to them, but that I would say that is our family. Like that's just a big word. And also, you know, following Christ. Like my mom and dad have done a great job of raising us up in church, like bringing us to church. And like, it's not like they were hammered on us. Like they gave us our own choice, but they did a really good job of setting an example of what it means to follow Christ. So.
Wow. So we're going to get to the Christ part, because I think Christ is important. You know me. But I want to stick to the work part for a second, because man, a lot of people feel like you just get things handed to you. Yeah. But once again, I know you. Yeah. And that's why I wanted you on this podcast first as a student, because like I said, I know you. Yeah. And I know it's times where you will text me, hey, Cliff, can you open up, you know, when I was at the church, can you open up the gym so I can come get some shots up? Yeah. And you just text me the other day, hey, Cliff, can you open up the gym at 6:45? Yeah. So people don't see the work that you put in behind, you know, the sports that you play. How does that make you feel, that people just think you just get things handed and they don't see like the actual work that you put?
So, I mean, y'all probably think this is weird, but it comforts me. And I'll tell you why. My mom told me, she was like, the more and more you start to reach the top, the more and more people are going to just start trying to tear you down. So like, that's good. Like if there wasn't anybody saying stuff about me, shout out to my mom again. If I didn't have anybody saying stuff about me like that, then like, what have I done? Yeah. Like, you know, and like same thing with you. Like people are going to talk about you and like say stuff, but like at the end of the day, you're like they're taking time out of their day to talk bad about me. That means I'm somebody. You know what I'm saying? And so
it's like, why is my life so interesting?
Exactly.
What are you doing with your life at this point?
Exactly. And so like I said, it's just comforting and like kind of, I'm like, I don't really care. Like
that's good, bro.
Yeah.
And it's good that you have that mindset now, because man, I believe, man, God is about to take you places that I don't think you believe. Yeah. And you don't even know. And man, it's just good that you have that mindset now, that hey, people gonna talk, but that just means that, hey, they're just trying to tear me down because they see, you know, my potential. And so going back to the Christ, okay, Ben, I remember this. It was, I don't know what game it was. Remember you shot a 3, right?
It was high school ball?
It was a high school. It was a high school basketball. Yeah. You think you know where I'm going with this? Okay. Yeah. So I remember you shot a 3. I think y'all was coming back. It was like it was a good game the whole game, and you did the most. I don't know. I was very disappointed in you. You know, being like your bro, being like somebody that kind of been in your life and who cares about you. Remember what you did?
Yeah. So I think you're talking about the Texas High game. It was a home game, and we were down by 21, and we came all the way back, and like we were just shout out to my coach. We love working so hard for him, and I hit a 3 to put us down by 1. Yeah. And so it was like the gym erupted, and I clapped. So in basketball, it's a tech if you taunt, which means if you point at somebody or if you like bump into them like in a taunting way, it's a tech. And so I was clapping, and the kid was walking back because I hit 3. He was walking towards me, and I was like clapping at him. I was like, yeah, let's go. And I said a word that I'm not gonna say here because this is not the place to say it. But I said a bad word, ugly word, and the ref teched me up for it. And our coach's rule is, if you get a tech, you sit the rest of the game. And so I had to sit the rest of the game.
And let me just say this: the beautiful thing about that moment, me watching that, man, y'all was coming back. Y'all would have won that game.
Yeah,
y'all would have won that game.
For sure, yeah.
And man, the beautiful thing, I was disappointed because of what you did, you know, because I was like, man, Ben, it's more than the sports. You got Jesus on your, you got Christ on your back.
Yeah.
You know, that's your last name now that you are a follower, not Bolton, it's Christ. And I was like, man, you didn't do a good job of showing Christ at that moment. But I think where I feel like you redeem yourself for me, I don't know about anybody else, but when you did get pulled and everybody in the stands was mad at coach.
Yeah.
Because it was like, why are you doing that? Like, why? And you didn't, like, watching you didn't get upset. You were still cheering your teammates.
Yeah.
Man, that was beautiful for me to watch. So my question is this: how, sports is very competitive. Like competition is real. How do you keep the competitive side of you and the Christ side of you at the same time?
So that's something I really struggle with, because like I play really, really well when I talk a lot of trash. Okay. So like if a guy, I don't ever initiate it, but if a dude says something to me, like it's like something in my brain just goes like that, and I'm like, all right, like okay, and then I start talking trash and I just start frying them, and I don't know why I'm like that. I think I get it from my uncle, but and so I struggle with that, but like at the same time, it can be done. Like I don't know if you know Tim Tebow, quarterback for the Gators. He was big. He was like that. Yeah. He was most competitive, as you can see, but he was a follower. And like I've heard of interviews with his teammates, and they all say he's always got his Bible in his hands, or never heard him say a cuss word. Like he'll talk trash, but he'd never say a cuss word. Like he'll let's go whatnot, but cuss word never comes out of his mouth. And so like I look up to him because like I feel like I can do that. Like although it might not be cool, to like be that way, but at the end of the day, I'm not trying to please other people. Man,
I'm telling you this, bro, as a 26-year-old at the time, man, if anybody like one of these freshmen, or somebody that's in your grade, man, would have saw that. Like, okay, Ben had a horrible moment right there, but he redeemed himself. Once again, you didn't get upset. Yeah. You didn't do anything, and I just want to say, man, I was, like I said, in that moment, I was disappointed, but then I was proud of you at the same time. And, I just want to say, bro, like, keep doing that, bro. So let's you ready to get like deep?
Yeah.
Okay. Remember freshman year?
Yeah.
Freshman year. You want to tell them? Are you like?
Yeah. I can tell them. Freshman year, I was, all the way from 7th grade till freshman year, I was football and basketball. Like I loved both of them. I mean, I've always loved basketball more. It's just that's where my heart is. But football, we were playing at Pine Tree, which is kind of ironic because a former teammate got hurt at the same field on the same day that I got hurt. So
man, that's
so it was kind of, I don't know, something going on at Pine Tree, but I was, we were. So freshman year, I got moved up to JV. Me and this kid, Rodarius, was the only ones who moved to JV, and so we didn't really know anybody.
And pause, you was hurt because that freshman team, your boys, those was your boys. Y'all went 16-0, like the season before, or y'all whole middle school.
Whole middle school, yeah. And so leaving them was hard, and I knew, I was like, I talked to my dad about it. He was like, I think you need to do what you got to do. So went and played JV, and obviously the upperclassmen that are on JV aren't as good as the ones on varsity. They're there for a reason, if that makes sense. And we just struggled as a team. New people. I didn't, like chemistry is a big deal in sports. I don't really have much chemistry. And I was running the ball. We were close game with Pine Tree. It was like we had, I think we had lost a couple games and we had won like 1 or 2 games, and so we were kind of like, we really wanted to win, you know, just reignite the momentum. And so I was running, I would have scored. Like there was no one in front of me, and I went to make a move and just heard a pop, like a really loud pop, and at the time I thought I dislocated my knee because like it didn't hurt. Yeah. All I heard was I felt a shift and I felt a pop. So I went to the ground and whatnot, and Rodarius picked my leg up, thought I was cramping, and I was like, and then I felt it hurt, and so he put it down, and I got up and I walked off the field thinking anything was wrong, but.
So you got up and walked?
Yeah, I got up and walked.
So you thinking at this time, there's nothing wrong with me?
Yeah, I got up and walked. I mean, I heard the pop, so I knew there was something wrong, but I didn't think it was going to keep me from playing.
Question real quick. Is it like a pop, like what's the pop sound like when you.
So it's like you know when you pop your fingers?
Yeah.
It's just like that times like 20. Okay. Like it's loud. Like it's like that.
You can only hear it, or anybody around you? Okay.
People around me could hear it. And so I like walked off the field because like I've heard pops in my knees and ankles all the time, but like this one, it was like loud and I could kind of feel it. And so walked off the field and it didn't hurt and didn't swell up. I didn't think nothing was wrong. And the dude who messed with my leg, he said, might be something with your ACL. Yeah. And when he said that, it was whenever I just started crying. I was like, oh no, because ACL and Achilles is the worst injury in sports. It puts you out for almost a year. So I was like, oh no. And fast forward, went to the emergency room and kind of told the same thing. You need to get an MRI. Got an MRI. My ACL was torn. So
and keep in mind, this is your freshman year, so you're happy for as much as you love football, basketball. That is like loving basketball is your story.
Yeah.
And so like, and that team was good, man. Like y'all had Melo. Y'all had
Melo, Jermaine,
Coda, I think.
No, Coda was your
okay.
So we had Melo, Jermaine, Brady, Jaden Boyd. We had Isaiah, and and I was excited to be a freshman on varsity, and Coach A had already talked to me about being in the starting lineup, and I was like, man,
y'all would have been nice, bro.
Yeah, I was like, we're about to be good because
because they were still good that year because they played Silsby, right? And we lost to Silsby. And so think about if you was there, man, we would have went to I know. We would have had a deep playoff run that year.
That's why I was so mad because like I knew I had 1 year to play with Melo, Jermaine, and Jaden Boyd. Yeah. I love them to death, and I knew I had 1 year, and that year was taken away. So that's like you said, I wasn't mad because I didn't get to play football. Yeah. I was mad because I didn't get to play basketball.
So my thing is this though, that year I remember me and you, we talked a lot that year. I remember we went to Chick-fil-A, we had a long conversation, and I remember I said, Ben, maybe God is sending you down for a reason.
Yeah, I strongly believe that.
Yeah, and man, that year I think you did more ministry than you ever did. I think you brought so many people to Christ that year. Yeah. And so like, what do you like looking back now? Like, what do you think about that whole journey? Because that was adversity. Yeah. And let me just say this: you handled it so well, bro. Like it was like you handled it so well. And I'm just saying, like, what do you like? If you can paint that year in a picture, like, what would you say?
Man, I mean, so yeah, like you said, it was like I feel like God was testing me, like. And I really took that time to read the book of Job. I mean, obviously, I didn't go through what Job went through. Yeah. But Job that whole book is adversity. Lost his kids, lost his wealthiness, lost his home, lost his health. Like he just lost everything and
lost friends.
lost everything, except for his wife, which I don't know if the devil knew what he was doing with that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Anyways, and so I just read that, and at first, I was just super mad. Like I was mad at God for like a week and didn't touch my Bible and didn't pray, didn't do nothing.
So what was you saying? Like you said you was mad at God. So like, because people don't think you can get mad at God.
Yeah.
And I think God allows you, like he wants you to get mad. Like if I didn't love you, I'm not like, if I didn't love you, I won't get mad. Like
he would rather me yell at him than turn my back on him.
Exactly. There you go. Yeah.
So yeah. like I was just like I said, I'm a really hard worker, and it really started 8th grade year. The summer before 8th grade year, it was whenever I started playing AAU ball, and that was like I got exposed to like, oh shoot, like there's a lot of people that are just as good, if not better than me.
Yeah, because you was playing with like some famous people kids, right?
Yeah. So I was like, I was like, oh shoot, and so that's when I started working hard. Anyways, I worked my butt off. I mean, football. I worked hard in football, but like basketball is just where I really poured in my blood, sweat, and tears. And it was just, I was telling God, I was like, why me? Like, why couldn't someone else get hurt and it doesn't care about this? Like, I was just like, oh, like God, like the work ethic that my family has, it's God given. We didn't just wake up like that. And so I was like, you gave me this fire, like what for? You and so, but not only did God, like you said, teach me to minister to other people and like overcome it in that way, but at the same time, like it showed how bad I wanted it. Like I just,
wanted what, like
just wanted to just like overcome adversity. Like, and yeah, like basketball, and like it was like people think, oh, he's never gonna, come back and be better. But like I showed him, like I worked my butt off in rehab and got back in 6 months, and I'm back now. But like you said, I really took that. It took me about a month until I was like, all right, God did this for a reason. And then after that, I was pouring into as much people as I could. And I'm like, if you say, do I wish that would never happen? I would say no.
Wow.
Because I'm glad, because my friend Rodarius, I saw him get baptized. And I'm not saying it's because of me, it's because of God, but
God used me.
Yeah. And friend Landon Myers and my friend Cam, he got baptized, and I got people younger than me that look up to me, and they were able to see how well I handled it.
And my thing is this, because I feel like we go to church camp and we get that really high in the summer, and some people do give their life to Christ at church camp, and they just think the Christian life is peaches and cream.
Oh, yeah.
But I think after you get off that little church camp high, I think that's when God, now you got to learn how to fight adversity.
Yeah.
And like when you fight adversity, like God will teach you how to weave it, like it's like, oh, if it's going to hit me right here, I got to go left, So I just feel like, man, I think freshman year was God sending you down, teaching you adversity, but teaching you how to minister to people. And bro, that is beautiful. And so, man, why now? Like, why are you coming back? Like, the real question is this, like, what made you come back to football this year? And then, you had a good basketball season last year. You got newcomer of the year.
Yeah.
And you are projected to be, even better this year.
Yeah.
So why now? Like, why are you coming back to play football? Is it because, once again, you have a family that have successful that's just been successful at the quarterback position? Is it more of trying to keep that torch going, or you're like why are you coming back?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't really say it's because my family, but my family did. They were there was a little bit of pressure. I'm not gonna lie. A little bit of me coming back was a little bit of, peer pressure, giving in to, oh, we really need you, this and that. But at the end of the day, like, all my friends play football. Yeah. And those are my guys and my brothers.
Y'all have love for each other.
Yeah. And so I was like I want to, like, if we get punched in the mouth every game, like, I want to be there with them to get punched with them. But it's just those are my guys, and like I want to play alongside of them. And I mean, a lot of it was I don't want to be like a one sport athlete in high school. Like, there's just no reason not to. But if you were to ask me, like, am I nervous? Like, yes, I do not want to go through what I went through, but I feel like God taught me a lesson, and I learned from it, and I feel like whatever he does is going to be for a reason. Yeah. And so if for some reason I get hurt again and he, takes me in a different direction, then that's fine. Yeah. But
wow, that's good.
All I know is I can just, can't live life just being scared. So I'm just gonna go back, and what makes it scary is my injury was non-contact, and so like that just shows how easy it is to get hurt.
Yeah.
And so, like, I mean, I'm
gonna be praying, bro. And I hope the community, when they watch this, I hope they pray that God will protect you, so you will, be able to play basketball. But I'm also gonna be praying that His will just be done in your life.
Yeah.
And was it also the fact that Jacksonville just hired a new coach?
Oh, I forgot to say that. Yes. I'm not trying to downplay our old coaches. I think they work really hard. But Coach Stevenson, and his coaching staff, I feel a connection with him,
because he did a good job. Sorry to cut you off, but he did a good job of. It's very diverse.
Yeah.
And let me just say this, y'all OC, the OC coach. I think that's an OC. Like like that's the type of OC you want. Yeah. Like, man, like I just see him in the hallways and he's just like he's just like carefree. Like he don't care. Like he will dance in the hallway, and that's what we need. And then the DC, like that is a DC. Yeah. Like he's very like grounded, strict, and like, hey, we're about business. So and then like I just think Coach Stevenson did a great job with just like diversing the staff. Like we got Black coaches, we got white coaches, we got old coaches from last year. It's just very diverse, and I'm just happy. So did that play a part too, or?
I mean, like I knew with this new coach, like they connect with him better too, because he was just like them, and so I just knew like we were gonna come together as a family. But like you said, the OC, like he's one of the only coaches like I've had that I would like enjoy hanging out with. So
because he's fun. But I think also what Coach Stevenson did, because I got to take part in it and see it myself, I think he's bringing fun back to football for y'all.
For sure.
Y'all used to do competition Fridays.
Yeah.
Man, I used to love those because like I just see y'all smiling. Like I just see y'all smiling, laughing. It was cool that if you had beef with somebody, like he was like, call him out, and then you got to call him out. And I used to joke with it. I used to be like, you weak, bro. Like and I just think he is doing a good job bringing fun back to the football here in Jacksonville. And so August 29th is your first game. And Ben, when this podcast drop, it will be that Thursday before the first game. Like, what are you nervous? Because this is the number one stadium in Texas, first of all, and those Rough Riders is coming to destroy us. Like they wanna be the first to say, hey, we beat a team that has the number one stadium in Texas. Like they're coming. So can you give us what's your pre-game plan, whatever y'all call it? Like what's your, you have a speech you want to give, you got music you gonna listen to, what's your pre-game routine look like?
So I mean, I'm known, and our team is the preacher Ben, like Pastor Ben, what they call me sometimes, because I like to pray before and after practice. And obviously we haven't had a game yet, but that's gonna be in the game. We'll pray, and they might. I'm not in charge of the music. That'll be probably Coach Thomas, which is the DC. But I mean, really, I like to unplug. Like I like to get off my phone, get off social media, and just kind of relax my mind. And then that way, whenever I'm ready for the game. It's like I'm like a caged animal, like I've been away from it for a little bit. All right, now it's time to get back in it. So, but I'm definitely nervous. I mean, I ain't played football since freshman year, and but I mean, I've grown a lot. I've gotten a lot bigger, heavier. So I feel like that'll be to my advantage as well.
So let's move on. What do you feel like Ben's biggest struggle is right now?
Ben's biggest struggle would be, I would just say, keeping God first. I'm not saying idolizing, because I don't really idol stuff, but priorities. I mean, right now I'm spending at least about 20 minutes a day in my word, which is better than how it used to be, and I feel like it'll continue to get better and better until maybe it's 2 hours a day, which I'm getting there, but I struggle with keeping God,
Yeah.
not making sports God, if that makes sense. Like God taught me that my freshman year, and like I learned my lesson. That doesn't mean it fixed automatically. Like I learned that the reason for it was because of this. Like I learned my lesson. I mean, obviously I still struggle with it, but it's not near as what it used to be. And so, I mean, I feel like that's always going to be a struggle with me. And but if I were to say a bigger struggle, like my biggest struggle, now that struggle is probably what like a lot of kids my age would say.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about inside Ben Bolton, what does he struggle with the most is I wouldn't say comparison, but like reaching my goal.
Yeah.
Like I want to play Division I basketball.
Yeah.
And like I've had, a handful of Division I schools, reaching out to me now, and like
Praise God for
it's
that.
starting to that's all glory to God, but like, and it's starting to like kind of make me feel like happiness.
Yeah.
And like I have to sit back at the end of the day and be like, none of this, like this ain't even like, first of all, ain't none of them are offers. Like I'm not there yet, but at the end of the day, like God is the reason I can do this. And like if I'm not using basketball to like minister to other people about God, then there's no point in me going to play college basketball in the first place. And so
that's good.
Like I would say I want to reach that goal so bad that sometimes I put it over what I really need to be reaching, which is other people about God.
That's good, bro.
And so sometimes, I see people, and this is the comparison part, I see people, my age getting all these offers, getting ranked, whatnot, and that is what kind of bothers me. But at the end of the day, God has me where he wants me, and what he wants with my life is way better than what I want with my life. So,
Preach, bro.
Yeah.
Comparison is, I think everybody struggles with comparison. Comparison is
thief of joy.
And I mean, I think the biggest thing about comparison is you take your eyes off of the one and put it on somebody else that's not the one. You feel me? And it's almost like King Saul. He was comparing himself to King David, but he was already the king. But he took his eyes off of God and put it on somebody else. And that oftentimes, track. I don't like track. Track is not my favorite sport. But one thing that they always tell you is never look back. Because if you look back, I mean, they'll catch you. It's almost like one of my favorite childhood story, the tortoise and the hare. The hare, all he has to do was keep going straight, but he took his eyes off of the race and looked at the tortoise that was behind him, and he went to sleep and then passed him. So why like, because sports, this is the thing where I disagree with sports, because sports put you against people. And like, is it times do you tell yourself, because you compare yourself and you see other people getting offers, do you be like, am I good enough?
That's exactly what I mean by the comparison part. Like sometimes I feel like if it wasn't for me getting hurt, like I would have already had offers or whatnot. And like maybe that's true. I don't know. I can't fast forward to the future, but I know that like that was for a reason. And these people that are getting offers, like everybody has their own like road, and like obviously what gives me comfort is knowing that whenever I do get my first offer, or whenever I'm able to go play college basketball, which is what I wanted to do, like I know it's going to feel so much better because I worked so hard for it and I've overcome adversity. So that's where I get my comfort from, because I know I did it because God, he worked through me, and I was able to be faithful to him. And it wasn't because, I'm really tall or I weigh a lot. I'm about 6'1", 185. Like I'm not going to stand out to a college coach. So that's where, I have to dig deep and just say, I'm going to work for it. I'm not going to give it given to me, Like I know people that haven't even played a varsity sport that got offered just because of how big they are. So, that's where it comes with just hard work and, God working through me. Like, that's why I just keep having my eyes on him, because I know it's going to feel so much better.
And see, people don't know that. People just think Ben is just this confident guy that, but, somebody's looking at it, somebody's gonna watch this and be like, dang, man, like this dude just said, like, man, like I compare myself. I don't think I'm good enough. And I think that's so much power. So man, this is the part where you can ask me a question.
I can ask you a question?
Yeah, anything you want, bro.
Well, I mean, what made you decide to like just, you know, obviously you've always been like a mentor to kids like me, like, you know, some of my friends, but what made you decide to like take it to the high school?
God.
Yeah.
You know, God told me where I was working before. He told me my time was up. And I didn't listen.
Yeah.
You know, I was like Jonah. I was trying to, you know, I was running, you know, and, you know, it comes to a point where God will remove everything.
Yeah.
Like he will remove, like he will put you in a pit.
Yeah.
And man, when he put me in the pit, where I lost, you know, the job that I really had fun, like it helped me grow. You know, I was not the guy no more there. You know, it was hard, and I was like, okay, how can you use me now? And it's just, okay, I was being disobedient first of all, because he told me my time was up. And so, you know, God, you know, he knows how to sit you down. And so, man, and I believe that he caused what happened to happen. And so when I'm in that season of like, I don't know what I'm gonna do next, and that's when I was like, you know what, let me take my talents to Compass. You know, and Compass, you know, my boy Isaiah was there. And you know, you know how much I care about him. You know, the reason why I started this podcast was because of him. You know, and so I mean, I took my talents to Compass, and I just saw like the impact I made at Compass. Like these are kids that have no hope. These are kids that, you know, people kind of, you know, throw away. These are like considered the bad kids, or the kids that just, you know, made a mistake and they're there. And I was just, man, I was preaching to them. Like I was just talking God. I was speaking God to them. And to make a long story short, I think what really made me take my talents to the high school was when we lost those two kids. And those two kids, you know, people don't know this, but I got to minister to both of those kids. Daniel, may God rest his soul. I told him about, like, when he passed away, he knew about Jesus because of me. And, you know, that made me feel good. And, you know, I just felt like my talents at Compass was not used well, if that makes sense. And so that's when, you know, I saw the Oasis job, and shout out to another teacher here, Miss Aver. She was like, Cliff, I think you will be good as a Oasis teacher. I was like, nah, you know, we get scared. We have those doubts. We have those fears. And she was like, no, I think you will be good. And she started telling me about it. And so I applied, and then that's when I met the greatest boss ever, which then that's who I wanted on my podcast first. Like I always wanted, you know, but, you know, I met Miss already, and man, I just loved her for the minute, and that's what made me take my my talents to the high school. And so, man, all right, bro, how do you feel like you're making an impact already?
Well,
and did that answer your question, first of all?
Okay. Perfectly.
Okay.
Well, school just started, so I mean, I'm excited to make an impact, because I know it's too early yet. It's only been 3 days, but I'm excited to, you know, like each year in high school, you know, as a Christian, you get deeper and deeper and deeper. So, like, I'm excited. And you know, last year, I feel like the impact I made, like you said, seeing how I reacted, you know, and you know, being that, like, when we were playing basketball, you know, people would always be like, oh, this is him, he's averaging 20 points a game and whatnot, and it would, you know, I would just brush it, like I would change the subject, you know, like I'm a humble guy. Like people, they get this thing in their mind that they think that I talk about it, but like I've never talked about how good I am to somebody.
No, you never.
And so people they get that in their mind, and I don't really know why, but I mean, it is what it is. And so, you know, I feel like I've been trying to make an impact, but I feel like this year will be the year that like it's gonna happen. I'm excited for it. Okay,
and then this is where we're almost done, Ben. If a freshman watch this, what do you want to tell them about high school? What do you want to tell that young athlete, you know, that's trying to make it just like you, or like what would you tell them?
What I would tell them, just about life, school, whatever, I would say, you know, just get your relationship with God. And like, I mean, that's like, I mean, it's easy to say, it's easier said than done. Like, I can tell anybody that, but that's really just all you need. And for the athlete part, I would tell them, don't take it for granted, because it can get taken away from you. You know, like you could step out of bed and you could just hear a pop in your knee, you know, like you can just like give every day like it's your last day. Because you know, I was talking to Mr. Traylor earlier about Toby Simpson, and we got a Toby Simpson on our team, and I mean, he knows this. He's not the biggest, strongest, fastest, quickest, but he is going to give everything he got every single down.
And a positive dude too.
Yes, great kid. And like I look up to him because he's a Christian, and like he probably don't even know this, but I see the way he walks and the way he talks, and like it's just, you don't have a single bad thing to say about Toby, and it shows. You know, that's what Christians are. Like, there should be like, it should be people like me that say like, oh, I don't ever nothing negative to say about him. And so, and I would say like Toby, you know, he doesn't take it for granted. And so like, if I could tell them, be like Toby.
Yeah. So, and the beautiful thing about being a Christian is, you know, we get to, you know, encourage somebody like a Toby. Yeah. And I think another thing is, we just gotta be okay where we're not gonna ever be where God wants us, if that makes sense. Like, you know, we're gonna be perfect when we see God, but when you're here at the high school, man, just try to be better than what you was last year. Just try to grow. Just grow. And so my final question before we wrap up, Ben, is this. You know, next year is your last year, bro. Like, this is like 2027 is here. Yeah. Like, bro, I'm getting old, bro. But 2027 is year. You know, what impact do you really want to make in these halls before you graduate in 2027? And I know that's a year from now, but you know.
I mean, I feel like we've been talking about God a lot in this podcast, but I mean, like, I want to see people carrying their Bibles, like a lot of people carrying their Bibles. And a lot of it is, you know, I just want it to be like a better place, but I feel like that'll happen because of our Miss Already. Like, she's the best. I really love her. She was my principal whenever I was in elementary school. So I'm real
and let me just say this. Miss Already loved these students.
Yes.
For our community, if you don't know Miss Already, get to know her. She loves these kids. And the thing, sorry to cut you off, I just have to go on a rant about Miss Already. But, you know, and I hope she's ready for this podcast. Man, she just meet kids where they are. Yeah. And you know, watching her lead, you know, she is a great leader, and watching her lead, she showed me how Jesus lead. And Jesus always met people where they were, and that's what she's doing. I'm sorry to go. I just have to get that out.
Oh, no, you're good. Yeah. I mean, like, I feel like she is like how the reason that it's starting to become a better place, and I just want to like be a part of that, be able to help that. And you know, like, the easiest way to get somebody to like convert to what you believe in or your opinion, you know, is by listening and sharing your struggle. So like, like by this, I'm sharing my struggle. Like, that'll just show them like I'm just like them. Yeah. Like, it
ain't nothing special about you.
I'm a follower of Christ, but I sin just as much as they do. And so, like, and just being able to listen to them, like, I'm doing a lot of talking right now, but like when I take it to the hallways, like, the biggest impact I have on people is by me listening to them. You know,
that's good. That's a word.
Yeah,
that's a word. The Bible says, "Be slow to speak and quick to listen."
Yeah,
and so that's a word, man. Man, look at you, preacher boy. But man, thank you, bro. Man, thank you for being my first guest. And you know, I'm just thankful for God, first of all, because like I said, Miss Already was really my first guest. Yeah. But shout out to Mr. Traylor, the co-producer. He was like, man, I think we should put Ben on it first, because you know, when this episode drop, it'll be the first, you know, it'll be the first game. And so shout out to my co-producer, Mr. Traylor. But Ben, I want just my final thoughts before we wrap up, and before, man, you challenge the community, which are you ready for that? Ben, just man, if you really want to make an impact for Jesus, bro, I think you got to keep being real.
Yeah.
You got to let people know that you are a real person. You're not what they see on the court.
Yeah.
You're not what they see on the football field. You're not what they see, you know, who's your girlfriend is. You are a real person that has real struggles.
Yeah.
And you got to keep having these real conversations. And if you do that, Ben, man, you will make an impact for Jesus Christ, bro. Yeah. And you're already doing that, bro, man. And so, you know, I love you a lot, bro. You know, I'm always here. Yeah. You have a good support team. Yeah. You know, shout out to Brandon Orr. Shout out to Coach Washburn. You know, shout out to your dad. You know, shout out to your mom. Shout out to Cornerstone Church. Man, you have a good support team, man. Shout out to your group of friends, you know, and just lean on them and continue to lean on, you know, more people, and continue, like you just said, keep listening to people's stories. Everybody in these hallways has a story. And man, listen to them. You know, they're acting like that for a reason. Yeah. And just take the time to listen. So, man, do you want to say anything before we get to the challenge? Do you want to say anything about Jacksonville High School? Do you want to say anything positive? What encourage our students, especially with this new phone policy, like just to keep doing it? Like,
I mean, yeah, if I had some encouragement to the kids, you know, like, I mean, 90% of the teachers here, like, they actually, like, they love the kids. Like, you know, I see it in you, see it in Mr. Trailer, Coach Orr, like they love us. And like I encourage kids just to be respectful, and like, I see so much of them just be so disrespectful, and like these teachers take time out of their day to like they're with us more than they're with their real family.
Preach.
And so like, I don't know, it's just like, I never try to disrespect teachers, because I feel for them. I know like they have a really hard job. You know, the first thing that they ever called Jesus was teacher. You know, he could have been a farmer. He could have been a salesman. You know, I mean, it would have been weird. He could have been a tax collector.
Yeah.
But like, he was a teacher. You know, teachers have such a big impact, and like, I would just encourage them to like look up to your teachers and like just be respectful and listen to them.
I like that. So Ben, now we're about to challenge the community. And I'm gonna let my boy Ben, hey, call them out, call our community out. Like, we got the #1 stadium in Texas. So Ben, what's the challenge to our community, bro?
Yeah, I challenge y'all to just bring a fan, you know, like where the fans at. So what I'm saying is bring a fan, bring a friend, you know, bring an accessory, you know, to make you stick out, like a bandana, something like that, and just be live.
Yeah, and let's pack that stadium out August 29th at 7 p.m. as we take on Cinder Rough Riders. I want to send them home on a rough ride, Ben.
Oh, yeah.
Can y'all do that for us, please?
Yeah.
All right. I just want to say thank you for watching our first very episode of the Hallway Podcast. I want to shout out my boy Ben Bolton for being my first guest. It is more episodes to come where we will have teachers, where we have more students. And yeah, just thank you.
Who tells your story?